When I play table tennis against my wife, there's a little bit of chat. So 12-month bans are very harsh. It's a tough one. If I knew the answer for that, I'd be a very wealthy man. When he was focused and in the zone, if you said anything to him, that was it. You could lock in. He'd score a double 100.
Hi viewers, we have the legendary Glenn McGrath here at the MRF Pace Foundation. Welcome Glenn. It's a pleasure having you on the show.
Oh, thank you.
So, how has it been like for Coach Glenn?
I must say I'm enjoying it. Coming here sort of 6 weeks a year, three lots of 2 weeks. Enjoy working with the young guys and hopefully passing on a little bit of my knowledge, a bit of my experience of playing at the top level. But I've been learning so much as well, about the technique and sort of passing on sort of my thoughts and helping the young guys. So I've really enjoyed the last 6 years.
So coaching methods have changed a lot tremendously ever since you have retired from the game. How have you learnt as a coach?
Yeah, I guess when you play, it's about the mental side of the game, the bowling plans, your routines, processes, which I try to pass on to the young guys here. But technology, the way it's come in, every session's videoed, and the boys can go back and watch how they've bowled that ball, check out their actions, see what they're working on, if they're doing it properly. So it's a lot quicker, and the feedback's a lot quicker. So yeah, I think technology's come a long way. It's improving all the time, and the fact you can have a net session like behind us here in live time, go and watch how they've bowled, come back, and it's just that constant feedback, which means improvements are a lot quicker.
At times, do you bowl and show them how it's done?
No, I'm very happily retired. No more bowling for me. So, I haven't rolled the arm over too often. But yeah, I'll let the boys do it.
Now, talking about on-field action for spectator McGrath, there are a lot of things that's happening recently with the Australian cricket team, with the ICC coming with the new rules. What's your take on this latest thing? IIS has come up with the stump mics being increased. The thought of that, how is it? Because you have once told me that you even sledge at times when you play in the backyard with your mates. So how do you see that entire thing?
Yeah, no, sledging is a bit of it should be banter, a bit of, a little bit of chat, just getting in the batsman's mind or the bowler's mind. It's never personal, should never be personal. It's part of the game, it's part of the Australian culture. Like you said, when I play table tennis against my wife, there's a little bit of chat. So, yeah, you've got to be tough to be an Aussie. But, I think the umpires do a good job. It's, like I said, it should never be personal. It's got to be hard and tough out there and performing at your best. Whether the stump mics are up or not, I don't think it should be a concern.
So where do you see Test cricket heading towards? The newly inducted Test Championship. How do you see that? A lot of minnows don't fare that great in Test cricket. Afghanistan, even Bangladesh, even despite their ODI success, they haven't been able to. How do you see Test cricket now going forward?
Yeah, to me, Test cricket is still the ultimate, and I hope that it's still held in high regard. Having new teams coming in, I think is great for the game. But they've got to learn how to play Test cricket and improve and come up through the system. So hopefully all the countries, and I know Australia, still think of Test cricket as the ultimate. We play a lot of T20 cricket, one-day cricket, so there's all different forms of the game. But to me, Test cricket is the true test of stamina, fitness, skill and mental strength. And if you can perform at Test level and be one of the great players going around, you can perform at any level.
So what do you think can be done to ensure crowds turn up for Test cricket?
I think with T20 being as popular as it is and sort of more crowds and more people coming along watching that, hopefully that will then feed up through the level of one days and Test cricket, getting more people coming along and watching. But if you've got good quality cricket, have the best players playing Test cricket, that's what you want. We don't want just the best players playing T20 cricket. It's got to be Test level as well.
You said Australian cricketers take pride in playing Test cricket. It's the ultimate test. What is the difference that you see in the Australian team of the current era to the ones that you had been part of and the earlier ones? What massive difference? They seem to be beatable.
It's a little bit different. I was very lucky to play in an era of Australian cricket that was so strong. Some big personalities there, a lot of characters. They're very confident in their ability, in their teammates' abilities, but they're very happy with who they are, and they let their natural character and personality come out, and that's what I enjoyed. Sometimes I think modern day cricketers, are very reserved. They're not as keen to show who they are. be nice just to see them relax, let their character, their personality come out, back themselves, be confident, and go out there and enjoy playing cricket at the top level. Enjoy the pressure. Sometimes I think pressure gets to some players, and they just, they hold back. They're a little bit more reserved. So, yeah, the Australians are going through probably a bit of a rebuilding phase. It's been a tough last 6 months with everything that happened in South Africa, and then with Smith and Warner not being in the team, with injuries to our 3 main fast bowlers. So hopefully things can settle down, the quicks come back in and perform well, and then see what happens when Warner and Smith have served their time and hopefully get back in the team.
Did you just see my questions that I have prepared for you? Because you have got the things ready. About the Steve Smith, David Warner bans, do you think what would have made them go up to such an extent saying the ball tampering things? Because they had Stark, one of the best pacers, who could have got the reverse swing on. What is your thought process behind the entire saga? How do you see that?
Yeah, it's disappointing, the whole ordeal, and I think the boys themselves would wish that it never happened. They'll learn from it, and I think the whole way it was handled. The 12-month bans are very harsh, but they accepted it, moved on, and I think they'll be better people, better cricketers for it. So I think it's been a big learning process. The Australian way is to play hard but play fair. It's not we can win. It's not win from by any cost. It's we can win from any situation, and I think that's where we need to get back to. Justin Langer coming in, I think will be great for the team. He brings respect and discipline at his 2 big things. So, I still have a lot of faith in the Australians can now turn things around, rebuild. I think there's a lot of opportunities for young guys in playing state cricket in Australia, especially the batsmen. If they perform well, they could find themselves playing Test cricket or playing for Australia. So, rebuilding phase, but a lot of opportunity as well.
What are the injury? Why are there so many Australian pacers who are getting injured? Do you see any pattern in that?
Yeah, it's a tough one. If I knew the answer for that, I'd be a very wealthy man. But I think it's the nature of the beast sometimes. Being a fast bowler is hard and tough on the body. It's just finding that right balance between how much we bowl, keeping fit and strong off the field, and having a good technique. So, it's a tough one to find the right what the answer is to keep them on the field.
You had bowled to Sachin Tendulkar, Brian Lara, troubled some of the genius batsmen of your era. So, if you had to pick like Kohli, Root, Smith, or Williamson and trouble them, whom would you love to have your as a bunny?
I think to say any of those guys would be my bunny is a little bit stretch of the imagination. They're quality players without a doubt. Joe Root's done extremely well. Smith's done well. AB de Villiers, I know he's retired from the longer version of the game. Williamson for New Zealand's done well, and Virat Kohli. He's a class player. There's no doubt about it. So they're the guys who are class the best in the world, and I used to enjoy bowling to the guys who are the best. And for any young fast bowler, that's what they should aspire to. Bowl to the guys who are the best. Bowl well to them. Get them to change their game, or get them out, or trouble them. If you can do that, then you're doing well, and that's the challenge out there. And Virat Kohli is up there with the best players in the world.
Which is the best bowling attack currently in the world?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think when the Australian team's fully fit with Stark, Cummins, Hazelwood, and Lyon, they're as good as anyone going around. The Indian bowling attack has been very good for a long time. I know they've got a couple of injuries at the moment, which makes it a little bit tougher. So, there's some quality attacks out there at full strength. I put Australia probably the best attack, but like we said, they're injured, so you've got to stay on the field.
Spoken like a true Australian former pacer, Glenn that time. How has the pace bowlers of this era evolved? We see batsmen saying evolved, they score a lot of runs, 480, 400, 500, almost 500 England touched. Yeah. So how have you seen the paces evolve? Dale Steyn, James Anderson. What do you think has improved in the pace bowling quality of this era?
Yeah, I think you look at Anderson and Dale Steyn and those guys, they've always been quality bowlers, there's no doubt about that. the T20 coming along and being as popular as it is, we've seen new shots developed, and the reverse sweep now is just a commonplace shot, and all these sort of innovative shots. I think with fast bowlers or bowling in general, we've seen a lot more slower deliveries, variation, more so in the shorter version of the game. But to be honest, cricket itself as a game hasn't changed. You do the basics very well, you have a good batting technique and you bat well, good bowling technique, and do the basics very well, you're going to be successful. So the game itself hasn't changed, it's just quicker with T20, new variations, new innovations for there, but cricket itself, the best players still perform at test level.
What is the difference that you see between the Indian teams that have toured to Australia in the past during era and the current Indian team that's travelling abroad, say under Virat Kohli or even under MS Dhoni? MS Dhoni, the Indian team in 2011 got a blank. So, but Virat Kohli, it's changing. So, what is the big difference that you see?
I think they're a lot more confident when they travel abroad now. You look at conditions in Australia, it used to be quick and bouncy, every pitch different. The pitches in Australia are becoming a lot more batsman friendly, very good batting tracks. So they don't fear going to Australia to play on the quick bouncy wickets. They've played there before, they've got confident, they've performed well. And so as a whole, I just see the Indian team a lot more confident. Virat's a very strong, quite aggressive leader, and when he's performing well, he's right on top of it. So I think a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more confident, so they're playing some good cricket.
Last question, of one thing you wish would change in cricket, the current scenario, what would that be for the good of cricket?
I think when teams, I've noticed that when teams tour now, they don't seem to play as well. I know India have done quite well abroad, but when Australia come to India, they don't do well. South Africa, Sri Lanka. So I just think, I'd like to see teams adapting a lot more when they travel overseas. I know tours are a lot shorter, they don't get as much time to prepare when they arrive. I just hope that Test cricket's still held in high regard. Everyone loves T20, the excitement, the intensity of it, but Test cricket, if people can still hold it in high regard, touring teams can perform better abroad, that's what I'd like to see.
That's great. Thank you so much, Glenn, for your time. It was indeed a pleasure chatting with you.
Cheers. Thank you.